Hello. Let's see what this is going to be about. Ooh. Excuse me. The devil. Still Capricorn energy. Let's see where this is going. Eight of Pentacles reversed. Six of Wands reversed. Wheel of Fortune. Oh. Hierophant. Page of Pentacles, or the Princess in this deck. Nine of Swords reversed. The Fool. Five of Pentacles. Nine of Wands have reversed. Justice in reverse. And Ten of Cups in reverse. Right, we're going to need some clarifiers for this. That, by the way, is the Mystic Mondays deck. Lovely, bright, vibrant cards. So, it's Devil. And on this deck, we see that Ascension, Capricorn energy. So could be a work. Could this be about work? Pentacles here again in reverse. Six of Wands in reverse. And the Wheel of Fortune. So this could be money, could be career, Capricorn energy. Obviously, we know Capricorns are very focused on whatever they do. You know, it could be their family, it can be their career. Next to this Pentacles here, which is about, when it's upright, honing your skills, paying attention to detail, you know, getting better at something. And I'm seeing this climbing the ladder. So there could be something you're, this is in reverse. So you might feel like you're not getting better at something, or you need to get better at something in order to ascend this career ladder. And we've got this, perhaps you're not feeling like you're very successful at the moment, and we, you know, and you don't know what you're doing. Look, or maybe, do you know what I'm getting there? You know, if you've ever had a dream where you feel like you're falling, it's that sort of sensation. I feel like you may be like a little bit anxious about something. You might not have anything to worry about because we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is really good. But there could be this internal dialogue that's causing you to just fret a little bit and feel like, oh, I'm a bit out of place. Maybe you're changing a role. Maybe you're moving workplace. Maybe you're going from employment to self-employment. But whatever it is, things are starting to look up, or you are going to see that your finances are going to improve. Let's have a little look a bit further. Hierophant, structure. I got a bit of this at the beginning of the year, really, about you formulating a structure that you might be, I'm getting intuition here as well with this particular Hierophant, because we've got this third, you know, your third eye here. So you might be guided to create more structure for yourself, or work within certain guidelines, and that might be easing up, making it feel a little better. Perhaps you want that extra training or that extra qualification to help you feel more secure and find this career path, find this way forward in whatever it is you're trying to achieve. And we've got this Page of Pentacles, which is an offer, something coming forward, a little offer. And it's ensuring that you have those basics there and ready. And I think you're finding that you are feeling like that is a definite requirement of where you're going. It could be that you're quite confident that you have got the basics, but like I said, you might just be feeling a little bit grounding. I really do think perhaps you're going into another job role, or you're changing up something completely because, whoa, I'm falling, I can't find my feet. And you have probably been stressing, or if you're not expressing that to people, you are probably up a little bit and internalizing it. It's definitely an internalized feeling. And you could be like stressing about where you're going, but you don't, perhaps you're not letting on, perhaps you're putting on, you know, your brave face, or you're just going into that thing where you step forward and you put on your persona and you sort of put your work head on, or your particular outside image, whatever. And, you know, although it's great to be authentic, sometimes when we're trying to carry something off and we're feeling those nerves, we're feeling that butterflies, we need to put that aside. And I feel like that's what you're trying to do. You're just saying, you're just getting a little case of the nerves for some reason. But you need to have faith, because the Fool is here, and we know that the Fool is about trusting in that, you know, in that intuition, trusting that you have everything that you need. And even if at the moment, perhaps, like I said, if it's a new place or a new, you're becoming self-employed and you're not quite sure of which direction you're going, that you need to have faith that you are going to be able to guide yourself correctly, and you are, you know, you've selected that role for yourself, or you've been chosen, and you are 100% fine on this. It's I'm getting a really lovely feeling here, because she's so happy and she's reaching out towards the sun. Normally there's a little dog on there. It's not showing on this particular deck, which normally that dog would represent loyalty and trust, but she's fine. She doesn't really need that. She is absolutely okay, and that doesn't matter whether you're male or you're female. You are on track. You're just having a case of last minute nerves, I think. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah. So, you know, again, perhaps if there's a transition, perhaps if you're going from employment to self-employment, you might be worried about the finances. And I am being called back to another reading where you might have been just hesitating because you might be doing something which isn't traditionally paying well, or you can't see how you're going to generate your money. But this 5 of Pentacles means actually there is a way, and on this particular card it looks as though the door is open, so you've got this pathway to go. But for now, you just need to put in the work. That's not what that means, that's what I'm getting. You need to put in the work and trust that there is a really good outcome at the other side of it. And you do know this, but for some reason you'll just keep getting this little niggling feeling, concerns, like I say, but almost stage fright. She looks like she's on the stage there, doesn't she? So if you are performing, or that's part of your career, then you could be getting this stage fright and worrying, you know, how is this going to be received? 9 of Wands is about overcoming. So upright, that's going to be like, oh, I've not got so far. But you just perhaps feel, oh my goodness, I'm so tired, and I'm so, you know, maybe you're not sleeping a little bit, you're waking up, and you are, I just feel like this is internalization of what you are trying to achieve. You don't want to lose money in the transition. I don't know why I'm getting that. And maybe with this justice in reverse, along the way, maybe what's happened is you've actually changed your job because you've been unfairly treated, or you've not been getting your true value, and you're going to up this value. So perhaps you're going for a promotion where you're going to get paid more. And the reason that you've left your job and moved into another role is so that you get paid more in alignment with your worth. And it could be that you've been in your place a little long, a while, or you're familiar with things, and that's why you'll perhaps feel a little bit out of sorts, because you were perhaps at quite a high level before, and you might be moving into a equal level. You might even be going into a much higher level, but it's a new place, it's new people. In the case of self-employment, I see this joining up here, which is like, for me, it's a helping hand. So whatever environment you're going into, you're going to receive, I think people are looking forward to you. So when you feel like, that something unfair has led you to this new opportunity, you might have feel slightly tainted by it, because you might feel like, oh, I've got to leave that behind, and I was forced, and there are parts of where I am, or parts of my job, or aspects of people around that I was really sad to leave. And Ten of Pentacles in reverse there is that whenever we make a transition, we always worry about the stability. Is this going to be good for me? Am I going to fit in properly? Will I like it? If I'm taking, moving from employment to self-employed, am I going to be able to get those pentacles in? Am I going to be able to keep myself afloat while I build my business? Whatever it is, that's, I thought I was going to get, I am going to use clarifiers, but as often is the case, as we get to here, it feels quite clear, this internalization about this transition. So you could be going through a career transition, could be moving up the ranks. Definitely, whenever I see this particular deck's Capricorn, we see that stairs. It's like an ascension, and it's like a career ladder. And obviously that's a Capricorn card, and she looks quite businesslike, I think. So I'm feeling this is a career reading, to be honest. Let's have a look at the clarifiers, see if we can get a bit more insight. It's going to use the 7th sphere. 7. Might be doing this within a week. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. Just a slight instability of this feeling, and you've got this offer, or you're waiting for the offer, and I feel like it's just a little, like I said, nerves. You're just feeling a little bit like, what's that word? Bittersweet. So you may be looking forward to this move or this change, but you're just a little bit sad that you're going to leave what you're leaving from and moving forward, because there were aspects of it you really, really enjoyed. 5 of Pentacles again. So yeah, there could be a really big fear that, if you've gone from a long-term job where you've got a lot of security, even if you're going to a higher salary, you might be afraid that you don't like it, because we've got this Cup in reverse. What if I don't like it? Then I'm going to lose my old job, and I'm going to feel like, and I loved it there, and I'm just doing this, and I'm going to get this promotion, I'm getting this overthinking again. what's going to happen to me? I'm going to be really sad. But this Five of Pentacles means, you know, there is some support there for you. You just don't know it yet because you haven't gone into that new environment. And if you're creating your own business, you're working for yourself, you are going to have supportive clients, and your fears are around how you're going to survive whilst you're building that up. And Lovers in reverse. Yeah. So you're worried about these decisions that you're making because, as often is the case, you can't see what's coming. You can't see, you know, the outcome of the decision that you've made, that you made in good faith. But this is like meant for you, because that's a Cadet. It's meant for you. You are going to make new partnerships, create new good business relationships. And, you know, I'm seeing that also yin and yang. So there's going to be real balance in this new role, whether if you're, again, perhaps you're going to get, you know, life balance from it. You're going to enjoy your work so much that it won't feel like work. Or the people around you are really going to suit you. They're probably welcoming you in because, look, they've got their arms reached out. And, you know, the Lovers, as I said, although it's often traditionally about love, it's often big decisions. But here it feels like they're reaching out, and you just don't know that. You might have had a hint of it, which might have led you to move forward, but you don't know how welcome you're going to be. So that I'm actually getting a really gorgeous feeling for, because, you know, yes, the Knight of Pentacles, yeah. So we had the Knight of Cups in reverse, worried about, you know, how you're going to get it received. But this Knight of Cups is Knight of Pentacles is coming forward with something. And as we know, the Knight of Pentacles is slow moving. So, of course, you might go in there, but what you're starting into is going to bear big fruits, because all of the court cards for Pentacles are excellent. They are, especially when it's about career, which is clearly about from the beginning. But this is an offer that's going to grow into something else. You're not starting at the bottom for some reason. I don't feel like you are. I feel like you're carrying a lot of knowledge with you. But what you are starting is with a new group of people, or you're starting your new business. But even if you're starting a new business, you have everything. You've already done this before, whether it's within employment or you've just gained the knowledge over the years. And once you put these things into place, you know, this is going to grow. In the traditional deck, this is in a field, and he's planting the seeds, and he's waiting. He has to wait. It's like a farmer, has to wait for the seeds to grow. And this couldn't be nicer, really. It's very stable. So you're not moving into a reckless environment. You're just a bit like a fish out of water, all two together. Queen of Swords. Yeah. And the Four of Swords. Okay. You're going to speak up. Yeah. You're going to... Do you know, I'm getting a leadership role. You're going into a leadership team. Fours are about stability, and the Four of Swords is about a rest. It's something that's long been waiting, or your job is related to passing on information. That could be something like in comms, something where you have to speak up about stuff or pass on, comms, really, marketing, or you could be part of a leadership team, and this card means rest or healing, but I'm taking it as you have been at a certain level or in a certain place for a certain time, and now you need to leave that behind and take this role where people are going to hear what you're saying. they're going to follow with it. So you're going to be an absolutely amazing leader. So I feel that this is an upgrade in the job, but you're not having to particularly change anything you do. You're already in that vibe. You've just got to take on that role. Oh, wow, this is really nice. 10 of Cups. So once you've settled in and once you've signed that new contract or you've started that new business, you're actually going to see that you're making progress, albeit slowly, but it's going to feel quite good to you. Oh, Empress in reverse though. And again, I'm feeling that you are quietly hopeful. You're nurturing this dream. You're ready to move forward to it. But we've still got a lot to see about how you grow, what you become, and the creation that is building around you. This new world, this beautiful new world. So even though you're ready, even though you've taken the steps, we're going to see so much more from you. I wonder if we maybe need just one more card and maybe an oracle. Let's have a look. I'm excited for you. Oh yeah. So you're just a little defensive. 7 of Wands, yeah? Just a little defensive and protective of yourself and protective of everything you've achieved so far. And I think that's natural to be a little bit worried. We're going to see so much more from you. Let's, where have I put them? Let's have a quick look at these Keepers of the Light Oracle. Let's have a look. I might have to read these. I'm not great with these if it doesn't make perfect sense to me once we've pulled it. Oh, White Eagle, Ancestor Spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. Maybe this is a self-doubt that you're getting. And, you know, this is something you're naturally good at. Whatever you're doing, you're naturally good at it. It's something you've developed, but it is an innate talent. And you're about to join your tribe of people, and they are gonna give you that support that you're so worried about leaving behind. People that you've, you know, even though you've aspired to this, you're worried about leaving that behind, and you don't need to be worried. Your guides are with you. You actually have, like I said, a built-in talent for this. It's something you're using, something that's very natural to you. And yeah, that's really, he's lovely, isn't he? Ancestor White Eagle. And eagles are about looking at the bigger picture, which I know you're doing because this is why you've made this move. I know that you are looking at the bigger picture and you are going to get some, you know, guidance, this knowing, this third eye, you're getting that. That's what's making you take this step. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. And this is especially applicable if you have felt there was slightly something unfair, like maybe you liked the team you were working with, but you weren't promoted and you didn't want to go, but you needed to go, or something happened which meant you left your job and you had to start something else. So just know that those things that were happening have led you to this place, and this is a really good change for you career-wise. I absolutely love it, and what I'm getting with it is it's really grounded It doesn't feel like too over the top, too exciting. It doesn't feel like anything like that. It just feels like a sure thing. If you were betting, this would be a sure bet, you know, 100%. Somebody would have tipped you off. You would have known. And finally, we'll do an art of manifestation. Oh, that one's coming out, isn't it? It says to have and to hold. It says healthy relationships are formed through love rather than need. It's a human thing to hold on to each other's through fear and insecurity. Now, this is interesting because while this might initially look like love, it is about relationships as a whole, and this holding on to, as I said, is this feeling that you are leaving behind something. And I did feel relationships, teams, people that you liked, but just wanting more for yourself. It says this dynamic can stifle a relationship's potential to flourish and actually push someone away. I'm getting, because of the vibe of this thing, it just means what I said. With this Empress, where is she? Where is our Empress? You are going to bloom and develop so much more than you are at the moment through this new role. It says, give your relationships the freedom it needs to form a healthy foundation of trust. Well, you know, I just think, and to have and to hold, very secure phrase. I think, like I said, you are going to go from creating to turning this into something that is like specifically you flavored, made for you, with people around you, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your new team. Oh, chief leadership again, as I said. And you are going to really thrive in this new place, and it's going to be very stable. You don't need to worry about what you're leaving behind. You're ready for it. Have a good day.